Every single person in a room can hear the words being spoken. Only one of them can hear everything underneath the words, the pause before the compliment, the smile that doesn't reach the eyes, the sentence that sounds fine but somehow isn't. Most people call this a gift. Today we're proving it's actually a survival system quietly running in the background of someone's brain 24 hours a day. And by the time we hit number 1, you'll never look at overthinking the same way again. Welcome back to Mantra Meta. Today we are counting down our top picks for the psychology of people who are too aware. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. The Micro-Expression Reader. Every trait on this list traces back to one origin story. A childhood spent reading a parent's mood before the parent even opened their mouth. This entry is the purest form of that skill. The eyes moving fast across mouth, brow, and hands, running a constant security sweep on every face in the room. The research finding backing this up. Facial affect studies show microexpressions last as little as 1/25 of a second, yet chronically hypervigilant people catch them almost automatically without training. Here's the expert upgrade nobody mentions. This isn't mind reading, it's pattern recognition earned through thousands of hours of forced repetition. The fix isn't to stop noticing. Therapists call the real skill noticing without narrating. See the flicker, and consciously refuse to build a story around it until you have more evidence. Number 9. The Conversation Replayer. This one's origin is rumination, anxiety's quieter cousin, which keeps a conversation open in the brain long after it's actually over. The telltale behavior is almost entirely nocturnal restlessness, staring at the ceiling at 1 a.m., replaying a sentence from that afternoon. The research finding here is genuinely fascinating. Brain imaging studies link rumination to heightened activity in the default mode network, the same reflection circuit that's normally reserved for idle daydreaming, except in this case, it simply refuses to power down. The expert upgrade. Sleep specialists recommend building a scheduled worry window, 10 minutes earlier in the day set aside specifically to replay the moment on purpose. It sounds counterintuitive, but giving the brain permission to do the work early means it stops saving the job for 2 a.m. Number 8. The Chronic Over-Apologizer. The origin here is peacekeeping, growing up needing to prevent conflict before it could even start, so apologizing becomes an automatic reflex rather than a genuine response to fault. The telltale behavior is physical as much as verbal. Shoulders slightly hunched, voice softening mid-sentence, even when nothing has actually gone wrong. The research finding. Behavioral therapists note that habitual apologizers frequently say sorry for things carrying zero responsibility, bumping a chair, simply asking a question, sometimes dozens of times in a single day without registering it. The expert upgrade is a simple swap that actually rewires the pattern. Replace sorry with thank you. Sorry for the wait becomes thanks for waiting. Over time, this retrains the nervous system to stop treating basic existence as an offense that requires correction. Number 7. The Self-Monitoring Loop. Origin. The prefrontal cortex's metacognitive ability, thinking about your own thinking, running at maximum, all the time, with no dimmer switch. The telltale behavior shows up in the smallest moments, a half-second delayed laugh, as if the joke had to clear an internal review board first. The research finding. This constant dual tracking is exactly why overly aware people report feeling drained even after low-stakes social events. The brain is simultaneously participating and evaluating, running 2 full jobs at once. The expert upgrade comes from a technique psychologists call decentering. Instead of asking, "Is this thought true?" which invites endless debate, ask, "Is this thought useful right now?" It short-circuits the loop faster than trying to logically argue your way out of it. Number 6. The Decision Paralyzer. Origin. A mind trained to model every possible outcome before committing to anything, usually shaped by an environment where mistakes once carried real, tangible consequences. The telltale behavior is hesitation stacked on hesitation, rereading the same sentence, adding, "Wait, what if?" onto a plan that was already finished. The research finding from decision science is blunt. Past a certain number of variables, additional analysis stops improving the outcome entirely and simply adds delay, a well-documented pattern called analysis paralysis. The expert upgrade is deceptively simple. Set a hard decision timer, 60 seconds for anything low stakes. Behavioral coaches consistently find that speed-forced decisions are rarely worse than agonized ones. They're just made with far less suffering attached. Number 5. The Relational Skeptic. This trait's origin is a sharpened theory of mind, the ability to infer other people's motives, pushed so far that every kind gesture gets quietly cross-examined before it's accepted. The telltale behavior is a beat of hesitation before saying, "Thank you," almost like checking for strings attached first. The research finding: this pattern shows up disproportionately in people who grew up around inconsistent caregivers, where affection wasn't always reliably safe to take at face value. The expert upgrade, straight from relationship therapists. Practice assuming good faith for 24 hours. Accept the compliment now, investigate the motive later only if something genuinely doesn't add up. It protects healthy trust without asking you to abandon caution altogether. Number 4. The Emotional Sponge. Origin: mirror neuron activity that goes past simple understanding and crosses fully into absorption. The telltale behavior is involuntary mimicry, matching a total stranger's nervous energy without ever choosing to. The research finding distinguishes this from ordinary empathy. This is emotional empathy rather than cognitive empathy, and people high in it frequently become the unofficial mood regulator of every room they enter, whether they want the job or not. The expert upgrade is a boundary phrase therapists teach for exactly this scenario, silently repeating, "This feeling is theirs, not mine." It doesn't switch empathy off. It just stops someone else's emotional weather from moving in and becoming permanent. Number 3. The Body Alarm System. Origin: an oversensitive interoceptive system, the brain's ability to read the body's internal state, processed largely by the insular cortex. The telltale behavior is a simple, everyday trigger. A racing heart from caffeine or a flight of stairs gets misread by the brain as the opening act of a panic attack. The research finding explains why this spirals. A normal physical sensation triggers a stress hormone response, and that hormone response produces even more physical sensation, feeding itself in a loop. The expert upgrade is a technique somatic therapists call labeling, saying out loud if needed, "This is caffeine, not danger." Naming the real cause interrupts the loop by giving the body a boring explanation instead of an alarming one. Number 2. The Silent Exhaustion Carrier. Origin: a nervous system that never fully powers down, built over years of needing to stay alert just to stay safe. The telltale behavior is bone-deep tiredness after ordinary, low-stress days, the kind of exhaustion that makes no sense on paper. The research finding matters here because it removes the guilt. This fatigue isn't laziness. Chronic vigilance keeps stress response systems mildly activated for hours longer than a relaxed nervous system ever would, burning energy with nothing visible to show for it. The expert upgrade. Recovery specialists recommend a fixed downregulation ritual, the same tea, the same chair, the same 10 quiet minutes every single day, which trains the body to recognize that the scanning shift is officially, safely over. Number 1. The Control-Through-Prediction Strategist. The origin of this final, deepest layer is a belief formed early, often in childhood. If every outcome can be predicted in advance, pain can never arrive unannounced. The telltale behavior is a faraway look mid-conversation. They're technically present, but several imagined futures ahead of the one actually happening. The research finding gives this a name: anticipatory coping, which in moderate doses genuinely helps with preparation, but taken to its extreme produces the exact exhaustion described in every single entry on this list, stacked on top of itself. The expert upgrade, and the one that ties this entire list together. The clinical consensus isn't to switch off awareness, it's to add one filtering question before acting on it. Does this need my action or just my notice? That single boundary is what separates a mind burdened by its own depth from a mind that's finally learned to rest inside it. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.